Valerie Slade from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Just picking the card for the day. Oh dear, don't like that card. How are you? Who's on? Pop me a message up. Tell me who you are, where you're watching from. Just going on the live. Quiet. Right. Hello. The card of the day. Oh, I don't like this. It's fear. We've got fear. Not the best card for the day. Let's see. So yeah, let's go deeper into the daily. Deeper into the daily energies for today. So energies for today, we're all about making the best decisions for us. Like the best for us. Got my coffee. Have you got your coffee? And then we've got this fear card popping up. What's that all about? What are you doing? Let's see what Colette says about this card. This marker asks you to identify how fear may be affecting you on this part of your journey. Are you afraid of failure? Perhaps you're worried about success and changes it brings as it pushes you to be all you can be. Now that's interesting because the daily read was all about making choices for what's best for us today. And even that might be rest, that might be backing down. And so perhaps you're worried about success and the changes it brings, right? Perhaps when you are making those good decisions for yourself, you're actually worried that they might not be the best for you, they might not be completely right for you. Or it might be that you're worried that you might not be able to step up. It's like, you know, when you ask for big things and then you've got this fear that it might be too much for you, that you might, like a lot might be required from you. And that's always like, it's good not to reach too high, you know, not to try and manifest things that are really big, because you can have that fear that it's going to be too much for you, it's going to be too big for you, too much is going to be expected from you to be able to do that. So are you afraid of losing something you don't yet have? Is your fear valid? Have you seen actual evidence of adversity and trouble? Or are you seeing false evidence which gives the appearance of being real? Fear is a crippling companion and indicates a loss of faith and connection to the divine. Remember that the God-Goddess doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. Fear comes from the part of you that identifies with separation, division, and form. To release yourself from it, remember that you are first and foremost an infinite soul. Look through those eyes and the fear will subside as you remember to trust the way of the mystery. Don't struggle with fear. Look inside, see the part of you that is afraid, and send love, light, and compassion inward. This would be a very good time to write an inventory of your fears and their possible solutions. Once on paper, you may find that you've been afraid of fear itself. This is an auspicious omen of transformation. Okay. So fear is holding us back in some way from making really good decisions for ourselves. And so maybe when we've made decisions in the past and it hasn't worked out, it's made us fearful of doing that again, fearful of not getting what we want. But I'm hearing like for some of you, it's that you're reaching too high in your manifestations, asking for like way beyond what you've got at the moment. And so it would be a giant leap. And then fear is actually stopping you from manifesting it because you think it's beyond you. You believe it's beyond you. You believe that it's going to require too much of you, right? So it's like with my business, and if I was like going for 100 customers a day, like there's no way I'd be able to deal with that, right? Or if I was going for the amount of money that would translate to 100 customers a day, I can't service 100 customers a day. That's too much for me, and so I'd be actively blocking that, right? Because I'd be fearful of it, even if I didn't recognize that what I was actually asking for was 100 customers. And that it was beyond my ability to do it. Even if I hadn't had that thought formulation, there'd be a part of me that knew that deep down that it was actually beyond me at the moment to do that many. So maybe in the same way you're asking too much, you're asking for a giant leap from yourself, and you know deep down you're fearful of that because you don't have what it takes to do it. And nobody has what it takes to do that. You know? I don't think anyone has what it takes to do 100 readings a day. I did years ago. I had a record. I think it was like 63 or something that I managed. I was flat out and I exhausted myself, but I did like 63 readings. They were short readings. They weren't like my regular readings now, 3 pages long, like that. I think they were all like 1 paragraph long or something like that, but I did it. And I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that many. I don't think it'd be that helpful for people if I tried to do that many either. So yeah, look out for what you're asking for. So let's go deeper into the daily. Sunday today, Sunday the 10th of November. I think Sundays are always quiet on here because you're busy doing things at the weekend. So I'll just kind of whip through this so I can get on with what I've been doing, which is the weekly reads for each star sign. I've been recording those this morning. I'm going to carry on recording them after this too. Hi Jay, how are you? Where are you watching from, Jay? Okay, deeper into the daily read. So the daily read was all about making best decisions for ourselves, and it's about resting. Resting, if that's what's best for you today. It is Sunday after all. Well, it is for me anyway. So the daily energies, right, it's about going deeper, and I am good enough. And so making the best decisions for ourselves, making the best choices for ourselves requires us to feel good enough for it. Otherwise, we're not going to ask for it. We're going to ask for second best or even worst, you know, putting ourselves last. So don't do that. Go deeper into why you think you're not good enough for the very best, because you are good enough for the best. Remember, the best is different for all of us. What's best for me is not what's best for you, vice versa. So it's not like we're all going to try and get the same thing in life. But you do need to feel good enough for what it is that what is best for you. So for example, the resting, right? And so that was part of the daily read. If you haven't watched that, it's on my YouTube channel. Part of the daily read today was about resting. It might be that you just need to rest today. But when you don't feel good enough to rest, you'll try and work more instead of resting. I rested yesterday. I was going to do all of the weekly reads for each star sign yesterday. That's when it was scheduled to do it, but I didn't feel like it. I felt like resting. And so I rested. I didn't do Psychic Cafe yesterday. I did have a weight loss coaching client in the morning. But then after that, I didn't feel like doing the readings, and so I didn't do it. I felt good enough not to do it. And so I allowed myself that rest. And so if you're stopping yourself choosing what's best for you or choosing what's right for you, if you're kind of overriding your feelings, if you're tired and you want to rest, but you're overriding that and doing something instead, then work on that. I am good enough. Go deeper into that. What's making you feel not good enough to take the rest that you need? Maybe it's a fear. Maybe there's a fear behind that. But everything's going to fall apart if you take the rest that you need. From the US, Jay. Who else is watching? Pop up a message. Tell me where you're watching from. So after I've gone deeper into the daily read, I'm going to pick myself some cards out for my day, and then I'm going to do some readings for you guys too. Anyone that's on. Okay, so deeper into the daily, we've got take the risk and overwhelming. Hey, Kwame, welcome back. Take the risk and overwhelming. So yeah, Jay, collective readings based off signs. I'm actually recording those. They're going to be published in about, it's going to take me maybe 4 or 5 hours. They're going to be published in about 4 or 5 hours today. So that's all of the weekly reads. So from Monday the 11th to Sunday the 17th, there'll be 4 for each star sign. So look out for those in about 5 or 6 hours. They'll be not doing it in here. This is just the journal for everybody. So the construction is really noisy today. So we've got take the risk and overwhelming. And so if you are reaching for the best for you, and you're reaching high, you're going for the success that you really want, and it seems to be a little bit beyond your reach at the moment, that can feel overwhelming. And this is saying take the risk anyway, because remember, even if it doesn't manifest, you're going to manifest the steps to it. Like, that does manifest straight away. The universe will always take you toward it, no matter how pie in the sky your goal is, right? And so take that risk, take the action, go for what it is that you want. So fear might be holding you back. You might feel like you're not good enough. You might feel like you're reaching too high. But go for it anyway, because the universe is going to lead you there, even if it comes like 10 years, 20 years down the line. You're going to be getting ready for it now. It's going to lead you to it right now. So yeah, don't be fearful of reaching too high, after all that I said before. Well, mate, I have some trepidation about the giant leap I'm manifesting, but I feel fully worthy and free from fear. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, trepidation. So the card of the day is fear. It's all about that. It's about the fear that's within us. That is, it's about the fear of success. You know, it's like what's fearful about the success. What's fearful about having it. The example that I gave, didn't hear before, it was about if I was like trying to manifest a certain amount of money every day for my business, right? And then I hadn't realized that amount of money would mean like me having to service 100 customers a day. I would actually feel fearful of that, because I can't possibly do 100 readings a day, right? I can't do that. I can't physically do that. And so sometimes we have this fear of success because we know, have this inkling of what it would demand from us, and that's beyond us at the moment. Right? So maybe the trepidation that you think, oh, I may is something. So yeah, this is saying like take that risk anyway, go for it anyway, because the path to it is opening up. So don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let that trepidation stop you, because you will be getting prepared for it. The universe will be leading you to it. More of the energies for today. And remember, life isn't serious. It's all about play. It's about having fun. It's about having the experiences that we want while we're here on this beautiful planet, making the most of it, having fun. You are innocent. You're not here to prove anything or to do something. You don't have some role. You're not like a servant to the universe. You've come here with a role to play. And the boss, the universe, isn't happy with you and isn't going to pay you if you don't do that role. That's not true at all. You're here to have fun. Born completely innocent, completely worthy of having a great life, love, abundance, plenty, adventures, all of that. Play. And we know that as kids. That's why we play. That's why we know our innocence as kids. And then we get it taught out of us, don't we? We get taught to judge ourselves instead and feel not good enough. And we stop playing. Well, some of us stop playing anyway. Some of us carry on playing. So if you stop yourself from playing, get back to it. Get back to playing. I play every day when I go to training. I love it. It's so much fun. Chop my thumb. Look. 2 days ago, I chopped my thumb when I was cutting fruit. Oh, I hate when I do that. Especially fruit, because it stings. Like, you get a bit of fruit juice in that cut and it stings. Okay, more energies of the day. We've got refocus and be artistic. So, yeah, being our creative self, you know. We're not here to try and be creative in a way that other people want us to be creative. We're creative in a way that might sell, you know. We're not here to do that. We're here to be ourselves, be our true selves, and be creative. And when you are doing that, that is something that sells too. You know, when you're putting your passion into it, when you're being yourself, when you're doing it your way, then it just does work. It works. Cool. So I missed doing Psychic Cafe yesterday. I didn't get my cards, but it was kind of good because I still had my cards out for 2 days ago. And it was interesting keeping them there for 2 days, because when I looked at them this morning, I recognised that 2 days ago it was right. Like, I could reflect back on it even more with it being 2 days ago, if you know what So my cards for the day. I've got risk taken as well. Got to take some risks, not judge. Okay. It's Sunday after all. I don't feel like doing much today. I'll do those videos. I'll go to training. What risks can I take? I'll see. We'll see what shows up. Oh, I know what this is about. Be vulnerable and initiate. I do. I need to tell someone something. Okay, I'll do that today. That's what I was thinking that risk is. In fact, it's not risky. I know it's not risky, but there's always a part of you that thinks, what if they say no? What if it's wrong for me? That's that fear thing. That's the fear. Fear kicking in. Right, who wants a reading? Pop up a message saying you want a reading and I'll do one for you. Looks like it's going to be a short psychic cafe today. Which suits me, I can get on with these readings. I've already done Pisces and I've done Aquarius. Exciting. Something exciting happened. I've been waiting on AirPod Pros coming into Bangkok, to the Apple shop in Bangkok, because they were released, a couple of weeks ago. But Bangkok, they didn't arrive in the Bangkok store. And I'd got onto the Apple store about it, saying, do you know when they're going to be in? And they didn't know when. They said, just keep on refreshing. So I was on the product page, kept on refreshing a few times a day, wanted to order them as soon as they came in. And then the other morning, I think it was after the last psychic cafe that I did, I refreshed it and they were there, so I ordered them instantly. I hope I was the first person to get the order in. And they sent them out the same day as well, so they'll be arriving in a few days. And also a tripod too. And so what's exciting about that is when I do my videos, I love doing my videos outside. I have the equipment to do it, to make them look really good, make them look much better anyway. So I'm hoping that the AirPod Pros, the microphone is going to make a big difference to the quality, the sound quality of those videos, because it's not brilliant with my iPhone. The camera's great, but the audio isn't great from it. So that's exciting. I'm excited about that. Do you want a reading? Jay, do you want a reading? Kwame, do you want a reading? Got funny emojis, Kwame. So it looks like a squishy face or something, like a Pac-Man. Yep, it's just the three of us. And Chicken Cat's here today. I've taken the bell off her so that she doesn't disturb all my videos. Kwame, best choice for you at the moment, because that's what the daily energy is about making the best choices for ourselves. Best choice for you at the moment is to be alone, spend time alone, letting go of the past, getting really clear. It's like you don't set off on a journey not knowing where you're going. You don't just kind of come back from one journey, get home, and then run out of the house, running like willy-nilly, trying to get somewhere else when you haven't even stopped and decided that you're going somewhere. And that the same goes for anything within life. It's like, you've got to let go of the past first. You've got to stop and breathe and decide what it is that you want next. And the longer you do that for, the clearer you get on what's really right for you. I feel like I'm locked into my plan and nothing can really be changed. Yeah, I went out and about earlier and things felt a lot less stable doing that. Yeah, and so, yeah, it's true, right? Especially when we're going through transitions. Like I spent a lot of time by myself when I quit drinking because that same reason. I couldn't keep on going out amongst the same people and be really firm in that. I needed to break that within myself. It's like, if you've been through some trauma or something, you stay in then too. You don't go out. It's like really hard to deal with other people and external things when you're going through something. And so it's obvious in like extreme cases like that when big things are changing, like addictions, quit addictions, or you've gone through some trauma. But even when it's little things, like we need to take that time alone. I actually really enjoy my time alone. Like I could go like 5 days without seeing people, or maybe not that long. But I could go quite a while without seeing people and be quite happy. I fill my time up with all kinds of things, listening to podcasts, doing my work. I don't feel like I'm alone even when I've been alone. Morning, V. How are you? Would you like a reading? I'm still doing Guame at the moment. So Guame, yeah, take that time alone, and it's so that you can let go of the past. So you're not recreating the past again. You're not bringing those energies with you. That's what you do. You're spending the time alone for. Also, you got the grace, which is awesome. That's what's flowing, and not to resist that. And so, if it is time alone, that's what I said in the daily read. It's like if it is rest that you need, don't resist that. Like take that rest that you need. Whatever choice is best for you, don't resist it if it's flowing, because your mind might try and resist it. You know, if you need a rest, it's like, yeah, I need a rest, but there's all this stuff to do, and then that's your mind overriding it, overriding your true needs. So don't do that. Go with what's flowing. Don't resist the flow. The main thing I'm focusing on is manifesting my dream career awesome, which is going to depend on a lot of grace. Well, you've got it. It's coming. Just look after yourself. Like let that be your focus, looking after yourself. And it's coming. That's great. It's kind of what I'm doing at the moment as well, is, you know, really working on my YouTube channel, and it's working. I'm getting lots of new customers flowing in now, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for everyone that is purchasing the readings and watching the videos and all of that, because it's working now, it's flowing. I knew it would, and so I'm continuing going with that. And same, it's like I had to put my faith in that, you know, just months of work and just keep going with it, knowing that it's going to work, and it has. So grace kicks in. V, would you like a reading? Jay, are you still there? I think Jay's left us. Funny. Oh, you've changed your thingy. You've got a new account now, have you? Or did you just change your name on it? Do you want a reading, Yvonne? Yeah. Okay. Yvonne, you've got intimacy and self-love. This is about, loving yourself first. Loving yourself first. So just as we were saying with Guame, it's like time alone is really important. I think we actually got this as well when you first came along to Psychic Cafe, about not diving in. Never a good idea. And one thing and dive right into the next thing. So yeah, intimacy is all about being able to share who you really are with somebody, and you need to do that for yourself first. Be intimate with yourself first. Thanks. Thanks, Yvonne. Yeah, I washed my hair this morning because I've got all these videos to do. I've already done 2 of them and I've got 10 more to do. So yeah, love yourself first, getting intimate with yourself first, getting to know yourself first, what it is that you want next. Because Yvonne, you've been prepared for further success now. So this is like change is coming, more success is coming, but of course that there's changes needed within you to be able to get that success, and that's what you're being led toward at the moment, preparing for that. Interesting. So you've got really good things coming, being prepared for it. Anyone else want a reading? Hey, Adat, how are you? I had a chat this morning. Adet. Wonder who this is. Adet, you've got to talk to someone warmth. It's this isn't about your old pattern of being there for everyone else and being like warm toward people that don't really deserve it or aren't being warm back to you. This is like talk to someone who's warm toward you. So I hope you know what that means. Who's warm toward you, so who's open-hearted with you. Do you know who that is? Talk to them. Whoever that is. Or maybe it's just about deciding that you want the kind of people that you want to be around now. People that are going to give back to you. Okay. Yeah. Your innocence. So create now from your innocence. It's like you do deserve the best, Adet, and despite what past patterns have been, you still deserve the best. And so create from that place of innocence and deserving the best. Think about yourself as that newborn baby that deserves all the love and success and all the great things, abundance, rather than judging yourself based on recent past and thinking that you don't deserve it and you should have done better or whatever, Yeah, new beginning. Rebirth for you. But there's something in that. Stopping being open-hearted and warm toward other people that aren't reciprocating, and choosing to talk with people that are actually doing that for you, and then do it for them. Seems a bit selfish. I'll be open-hearted once other people show that they're open-hearted too. But what else? What's the alternative? Keep on getting hurt, keep on opening up to people that don't deserve it. Or keep on opening up to people that aren't good for you, that aren't going to give back to you. The card of the day, fear. And so I was talking about, the daily read is all about choosing the best for ourselves now. And so the fear card has come out, and maybe what we're asking for, what we think the best is for us, we don't think that we've got what it takes, or we think it's going to be beyond us. So, yeah, what are you fearful of? Don't let those fears stand in your way. We also got to take the risk anyway, because even if it's something you feel like something's beyond you, and so you're fearful of it, fearful of success, fearful of what you're asking for actually coming true, then that means that you've got resistance to it, right? So it's not going to manifest straight away, but you are going to be led there, even if it's 10 years, 20 years down the line, you're going to be led to it. So still, you'll be in that preparation phase, still take the risk, still take action on it. Yvonne, do you want to see my cards for the day? Because you might understand it based on what we were talking about last night. I doubt you might understand it too. My cards of the day are take the risk, judgment separates. So I wasn't quite sure what that was about, but then it's be vulnerable, initiate. It's about that conversation that I need to have. So today is the day. We're going to have that conversation. Yeah, you both know. You're Adet and Yvonne, you're the two people that know what's going on. And there's three people that know what's going on with me. And two of you are here right now. It's time to talk. Time to make plans. Be vulnerable. So what's the worst could happen? You say no. I'm not going to say no. He wants it anyway. Stupid fears, huh? Stupid fears that come up. Stop them. Anyone else want a reading? Is there anyone else there? Jay, are you still there? False evidence appearing real. Yeah. Sometimes the fears are real. Sometimes fears are real, but there's not many of them that are real. And it can get really confusing when it is real. You know, like that difference between jealousy because of insecurity and then jealousy because something is actually going on and your intuition is telling you to. It's like one's real, one isn't, and it can be really hard to distinguish between the two. I remember years ago, it was after my marriage broke up, and I had this boyfriend who was 22. What was I, 30? I was 30, he was 22. I thought it was a massive age difference at the time, but looking back, no, not really. And yeah, I started feeling jealous. And then we broke up because I went to Uganda and he said that he didn't want to wait for me. We broke up. And when I got back from Uganda, he was with the waitress that he was working with. And that's what my jealousy was about too. So I was right. It was like I had picked up on that. And so that made sense to me. Jay, do you want a reading? Do you want to hear from your higher self? Yes. Okay. Jay, this is about touching people's lives, right? This is about, you know, like one example that just came to my mind then was years ago when a girl that I worked with, she said to me, "Is your brother still with his girlfriend?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Oh, because I saw her with someone else and they were definitely together and it wasn't your brother." And then I had this like secret and I thought, you know, what should I do? Like tell him, like if he finds out and then he finds out that I knew that I couldn't live with myself then. So I'm like, okay, I've got to tell him. And so I called him and told him. So this is really awkward, but like if it was me, if it was the other way around, I would want to know. And so I told him, and it's like, you know, of course, he felt really flat and everything. And it's like that was coming from a place of love. I had trepidation, fears about that, about affecting someone's lives, affecting people's lives, touching their lives, about negative consequences of that and stuff. And this is what you've got too. It's like, don't be afraid of touching people's lives, affecting people's lives by telling them something or doing something. Because sometimes, even if you can see there might be negative consequences of it, you are still coming from a loving place. You know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense to you, Jay. Don't be afraid of touching people's lives. It's like this used to come up for me years ago when I first started doing readings on a bigger scale. And so I had this message come out for myself quite a few times. It's because sometimes I would get like really strong messages for people that are life-changing, you know, like sometimes a lot of it will just be inner work, especially these days. I'm getting a lot of people that are just like wanting that next step, you know, wanting guidance for that next step. But way back in the day, I would get like strong messages for people like, you need to get out of that relationship. And I would be like, oh, should I really say that? Because that's really going to affect their lives. And how can I be sure it's right, you know? But yeah, I got this over and over again. It's to realize that the service that I'm providing, it is coming from a place of love. I can trust my guides, their guides, to say the right thing. I'm not going to get those messages for no reason. I've got to trust it and say it. And so, yeah, in the same way, trust yourself, trust that you're coming from this place of love, and don't be afraid of affecting people's lives, of touching people's lives. Sometimes when the word touch, we can see it like in a positive light, like touching people's lives in a positive way. But of course, we touch people's lives in all kinds of ways. can't help it. Yeah. We can be walking down the street chatting to somebody, and something that we say to that person as someone else is walking past, as they hear it and they get triggered by it. Like this, we can try and make ourselves innocuous, right? But we will never manage to do that, because if we're living life, we're always going to be triggering people, we're always going to be affecting them. Just, yeah, you can't get away from that. Oh, Jay, you've got work, move away. Interesting. What star sign are you? I wonder if you're one of the ones, the Pisces or Aquarius, that I've already done, because this message came out. So this is like either you need to quit your job, or you need to move. You need to something about your job needs to change. You need to move away from that. Yeah, your sun sign. It's just this rings a bell for one of the readings that I just did before I started doing this. Cancer. No, I've not done Cancer yet. But it might be a theme. It might be a theme for a lot of star signs this week about work changing. So hopefully that makes sense to you, if you know what it's talking about. Moving away from what you have been doing, or moving away from a job. Okay. So maybe it's time to take that leap. I've taken leaps in my life. The universe will always support you in that. It can be scary to take that leap, but it works better than trying to do like a smooth transition from one to the other by holding on to the past. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want to do a business, throw yourself into it and do it. Let go of the old things that you were doing and just put your full self into it. It's going to work. The universe will make it work for you if you do that. If you keep one foot in the past and you think, oh well, once this new business gets to a certain level, then I'll quit my job. It doesn't work so well. You're not fully in on it. Becoming a singer, networking and getting singing lessons. Wow, cool. So just think about what you can let go of. It could be that you just like the work that you're doing at the moment, you can like detach from it emotionally, detach from thinking that you're going to be there for a long time or whatever. You can switch your focus from it. Just kind of tread water in it while you're focused on other things. Cool. Also, maybe this, this I am love and touch. Maybe you're worried about leaving your job behind and how it might affect people when you quit. Or maybe friends that you're working with, how it might affect them. So that could be something about that. You got no job. Okay. So what are you doing at the moment? Hey, chicken. So maybe there's somewhere better for you than to do singing from the location that you're currently at. Maybe that's what the move away is. You're moving away to work somewhere. Moving next year. Maybe move faster than that. Oh, next year. We're almost in next year anyway. You're okay. Right, there we go. Is there anyone else there wanting a reading? If not, I'm going to get on with my video making today. So I'm currently recording either side of this. Currently recording the week ahead readings for each star sign. You're welcome, Jane. For each star sign, and they will be published in about 5 hours. They'll be done. Maybe I can get them done faster. It's amazing how long these things take. Thanks for that. Sleep well. I felt like I was getting a cold this morning. I started sneezing and bad. It's very rare that I get anything like that. You're welcome. Thanks everyone for coming along. Don't forget to click like on this and subscribe to my channel already. Check out all my other readings that I do that are up on my channel. Inching slowly toward 1,000 subscribers. Oh, I thought it was going to be way faster than this. It's frustratingly slow. So tell people about it. Share my videos too. Help me out to get those 1,000 subscribers. Okay, thanks everyone for coming along, and I'll see you next time. Bye.